And with the matchup against Western Carolina, what do you really see out of them?
Yeah, they're a very good team. They're improved. They have a new coach. They have it rolling right now. They can score with us, I think. They can get up and down and go. They, again, are another team that's dangerous from the three-point line where they make a lot of threes a game, and they're really good defensively. Super athletic team, so we definitely need to come ready.
You guys signed quite the recruiting class, and it was 5 players, so it kind of gives you that core to build around. Just how crucial was this first class for you, and do you feel like you kind of met the needs you wanted to with that core to be able to build around?
Absolutely. I think it's a really special class. I didn't know necessarily that that's what we were going to come out of it with when we first got the job, but I think that they are a class that can leave their mark here. And that was talked about at length in the recruiting process, and it was something they all embraced, and it's something they all welcomed and wanted to be a part of. And so we still have a few more spots that we can fill out of the portal, but I think this freshman class is going to be a great foundation for us moving forward.
Yeah. What do you feel like you learned most through recruiting this first class here at Tennessee?
A lot. I've learned a lot recruiting. I think for us, our biggest sell is not just the Tennessee logo and the Tennessee fan base, but our players did a great job, and just being yourself and being authentic through the whole process.
Right.
With it being Thanksgiving this week, what are you just thankful for?
There's a lot to be thankful for, a lot of blessings going around, but I'm thankful for my team. I'm thankful that I get to show up and coach them every day. It's really easy to get in a 10-day window and start to dread to come to practice and all of those things, but when you're still happy to be around each other and you still look forward to going to practice every day, I think it's special.
Tomorrow is your guys' last game before 2 really big games the following week. I know you don't want to look ahead, right? But just when you're watching tomorrow, what are important things to you to see that you're like, okay, we're making a step here before we face a team like Florida State or a team like Iowa?
Yeah, I don't ever look ahead, and I won't look ahead. And so just looking at us, going back kind of to your previous question, is our defense needs to look a lot better, and our offense needs to be, our shot selection needs to be better, a little more fluid.
Understanding that kind of those two, other defense or the shot selection, how much of that was the point of emphasis over these 10 days, and did you make the strides you wanted to in that 10-day stretch?
Yeah, again, it's kind of hard to tell. You think you have, but when you're playing against each other, well, then one doesn't look good, right? Your defense looks good and your offense doesn't, or your offense looks good and your defense doesn't. And so I won't know until tomorrow.
I'm just going back to recruiting real quick, but when you're making hires, you talked about in the past, Gabe and Roman brought a lot of SEC recruiting ties. You guys land the number 2 class. Just how happy are you with their work on this class, and what do you feel like? Is there anything that you took from them about recruiting in the SEC?
No, absolutely, they were huge. They had relationships that I didn't have, and so when I got here, I hadn't seen the players, had a lot of catch up to do, and I think that goes back to just being yourself and being authentic. But they had already had relationships. They had already talked to these players. And so 2 great hires that really helped project this class or get this class done was huge.
What will that defense look like tomorrow night if it lives up to the improvements you're hoping to see?
Just hopefully the other team doesn't score as many points as they have been. So we want a couple shot clock violations. We want them to shoot a lower field goal shooting percentage, which has been probably the 50s almost every game, which is not okay. So it just needs to look like defense.
A part of that recruiting efforts that you all have had, one was Lauren Hurst, who made her announcement with you a little special involving a couple of gifts. Can you just describe kind of how that interaction was like?
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on. No, I had no idea. And so it's game day, and I'm just thinking, what are we doing? It's game day. I need to be focused. Why do you have us up here? And so it's special for her to take the time to make it such a good announcement.
Going back to recruiting, just what's an investment into this program mean for those 5 stars?
I think they want to be here. I think they saw a challenge and saw the ability to come somewhere and be a face of a program and didn't back down, and they embraced that. And I think, again, to have that core group that will hopefully stay with you for 4 years, you don't get that very much anymore, especially a group like them. I think they're special, and I think if they can come here and do what they should do on paper, it's going to be really good.
Is there anyone over this break who's kind of impressed you with just maybe how hard they're working, or maybe making steps where, you don't necessarily expect to make in a short amount of time, especially as you get towards the end of 8, 9, 10?
Yeah, I think for the most part, they've all done a really good job just showing up and playing hard, especially, early on when they're looking at, we have 8 days left. We have 7 days left. And they all just kind of did a good job of just coming together. We've talked about leadership a lot in this break, too. So had hopefully some more leaders start to emerge for us, which I think we need.
I know in a couple of the games, like communication on defense and protecting the lanes was a big point of emphasis. How have they maybe improved in that area when it comes to communication on defense?
Yeah, I think that just goes back to leadership, where we've kind of picked some more people that need to be talkers for us on defense. We talked about playing with a sense of urgency to where you need to actually care that you're getting scored on. And so if you watch enough film and you practice it enough, then you just hope that it translates.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.